show you guys this place. Is a bowling alley in Vientiane that yeah, was a really cool place. Let's have a look. You can see it's basically wrecked now. This was a super cool place, looked like from the Vietnam War era, I would say, pretty sure. I think before this country was taken over by the communists, this would have been a place where Americans and other foreigners came to have a bit of fun. Looks like they've got someone there who's a kind of a guard who lives there, but let's see if we can sneak in the sideway here. This was a super cool kind of 1950s style bowling alley. Really amazing place. I had a lot of good times here. It's really terrible it's gone. So many cool places have been closed down. See if we can have a look without the security guy kicking us out too quickly. Wow, look, the bowling balls are still here. These were the lanes for bowling in here. I had some fun times in this place with other travelers I met along the way. And they had the cool old shoes that you would use. Wow, hard to believe it's like this now. This place was such a time warp. And if you want a well-used bowling ball, this is the place to come. That's another part of the history of Vientiane gone. And it was really cheap to come here. Really good, clean fun. I remember I came here one time with a guy who was staying on long term in the Siri guest house. Older guy and a younger guy. I think that younger one was from England, and the older guy was American, and he was a bit drunk, and we came here, and when I left before them, and when security guard sleeping there. Pool table area. Anyway, I left before them. He's a sound sleeper, that guy. I left before them and I saw them back at the guest house later. The English guy was about to give the old American guy a thrashing because the American guy took the bowling shoes home with him. He wore them back to the place, back to the guest house. And then when the English guy went to leave after him, they said he has to pay for the shoes. So he had to go back and grab the guy and drag him back with the shoes. In the end, it was a bit silly really. And I had to basically tell him, chill out, you know, it's not worth coming to blows over. The guy is a bit drunk, you know, he's having a laugh. So in the end I diffused the situation, it was okay. But this is the first time I've actually come to check out the upstairs part. Anyway, lucky the security guy is a sound sleeper. He didn't seem to notice me talking and walking around here. Let's sneak back out. Oop, not there. This way. Thank you, Kapshai. Thank you very much. Still have some bowling shoes here from before. Maybe the same ones the guys almost had a fight over. Who knows? You never know. Thank you so much. See you. Well, it's too hot for hassles. Let's get outside. Everyone's taking their mid-afternoon break. And I was able to slip in the back way of the old stadium. I think it's the first time I've managed to get into this place. The scoreboard's looking pretty dilapidated, but obviously it still functions. The football pitch looks pretty decent actually. Yeah, cool. So this place is pretty old. How long is this going to be around for before this is going to be another part of history that's gone? Anyway, it's still here for now. King Anuvong is the name of the king, one of the old former great kings of Laos. I remember the first time I came to this park area next to the Mekong River in Vientiane, Laos, and it was with a girl I knew from Laos, and we drove in from the street over here. It looked a bit different in that time. It wasn't developed in such a beautiful way. I think the statue of the old king was where the fountain is now, or maybe between where the fountain and the statue is now. But anyway, we came in there, we parked with the motorbike. After a couple minutes, two military guys appeared out of the bushes over here, and they said to her that she had brought her motorbike into an area where you're not allowed to bring motorbikes. So they wanted her to pay a fine, obviously, that I would pay it, of probably about American $20, I think, and she basically said to them, she told me everything she was saying to them. She said she asked them why they're creeping around here like this, disturbing people. They said they've had some problems with people crossing over illegally from the Thai side to maybe damage the statue of the Lao king. So we're behind the statue. It's facing out to the river, and on the other side of the river it's Isan, which is a huge region of Thailand in the northeast, which used to be part of Laos. So he's kind of reaching out almost to reclaim it. But yeah, so they said they've had some problems with Thai people crossing over who might sabotage the statue, for example. And she was a very streetwise person, because she said to them, okay, well, if you insist, then let's go to the police station. Well, yeah, she said, we'll pay the fine there. They quickly decided that it wasn't worth their time to go to the police station, because they wouldn't get anything in the form of something for their own use from that. And so they quickly departed, and then we left, and that's the story. Let's take a walk along the riverside here in the night. It's really popular for people to promenade along here, and we'll have a look inside the night market when we get a bit further up. So this is the famous Vientiane night market. A really excellent place to come in the evenings for a bit of a walk. Most of the products are everyday items, everyday use type items, but there's some interesting stuff that you might want to pick up for a souvenir. Some interesting local goods, but mostly it's fun for people watching. People watching is one of the best forms of entertainment in my books. People are so weird. And life is pretty weird, so everyone's a bit different. Makes it a lot of fun. Quite often. Lovely clothes. Yeah, it looks very different from when I first came here 12 years ago. Tell you more about that when we get further down.
ไม่ใครดีบ้างนี่จะหอมเป็นยังไงบ้างปันนั้น
Very beautiful. Wow. Keep putting on the makeup. Don't stop yet. Anyway, nice to say something nice, huh? Life can be beautiful. So a little bit back there, it's split, and then it joins back together here. And here it splits a bit more into, looks like 3 ways. This one. And the middle way. And since we're in a communist country, we'll take the left way, the left path. But not the left-hand path. Okay. Let's see, what do we got here? Some interesting t-shirts. Kind of. Nice shorts there. Don't think I've got the bum for those though. Never mind, in the next life maybe. See how we go. Would make a nice gift though, wouldn't they? And then it merges to be 2 ways. It's getting like Las Vegas here. All the lights, my goodness. Let's just have a peek up here for a second and then head down to the very end of the night market. So we were coming along this way before and we went down through the trees there to the beginning of the night market. Nice traditional type clothing there. Yeah, it's like a bit of a fun fair. It's not always like this, of course. It's the first time I've seen it like this, or maybe second time in the last couple of days. This part down here is actually a long strip along the riverside, which is actually an island called Vientiane Island. The promenade continues further down there, and further down there's a newly developed area, and there's an old hotel. It's very tall. It's the tallest building in the city, called Vientiane Palace, used to be famous for its disco up on the upper floors, which was a really popular place to go at night when everywhere else had already closed. When places like Borpenyang bar had closed. Hello, Sabadi, nice to see you. When Samlo had closed, that was the place to go. And then later there were other discos built, which were fun in their time. There were a couple of good ones, like At Home, and another one, I forgot the name now. And then they've gone out of business over the years. Especially COVID has killed a lot of places. Let's continue through the night market. Yeah, there's the Borpenyang bar. Used to be on the top floor up there. That was my favorite place to drink a cold beer and watch the sun go down in Vientiane. But going further back in history, this whole area was just a wild riverbank when I first came here, and they were just starting to break ground to build all this paved area. So this was just like dirt. It was just grass and dirt going down to the water, to the river. And there used to be a bunch of little bear shacks made with bamboo along the riverbank, and it was very popular for travelers to go down there and have a drink and chill out and exchange stories. But when I arrived the first time, the last little bear shack was still standing, and they were just starting to dig up a little bit of the riverbank along there. And then the next time I came, they'd put in a road along the top of the riverbank and a big embankment and steps going down to the water, and it was really completely different. And then, yeah, today the whole area is landscaped. It looks great, all paved, and they've adjusted everything to make it exactly how they want it. And they've done a fantastic job, to be honest. But I'm sure the old timers really miss the way it used to be when it was just a wild riverbank with some bamboo huts for having a cold one. Anyway, after that stuff finished up, then they still had Borpenyang bar up there, and that was the place I liked to hang out. That was kind of my era of hanging out. And then Samlo pub a few blocks from here, which I hope is still open. I haven't checked it on this trip yet, but I walked past the other day. There was a sign out front which I couldn't read in Lao, and made me worry a bit. Maybe it's the latest victim of closures. If so, that'll be the last of the old school places gone. Okay, this was a vacant lot for a long time. They've got a night market now. It's a great idea. Back in the Vietnam War era, there were a lot of CIA and other kind of weird spooks from the USA helping to prop up the royalist government in Laos to resist the communist takeover. And the place was infamous for nightlife in that time. I don't think it was like really raucous, like really loud and boisterous, but they had apparently some pretty wild bars, like a lot wilder than they have now. And there's some literature available on that if you dig around a bit. But yeah, it still has its fun charm if you know where to look. But yeah, it's changing a lot. Where all the lights are down there, that's a really nice riverside rooftop bar. And I think on my first trip here, or second trip, I don't know, one of my first trips, I met a very pretty girl working at a IT shop, and I invited her to come out and eat something, and she turned up with a couple friends without telling me, and we went up there and we had a nice dinner and a few beers. I don't know if we had beers, I think we had beers, and we went and had a walk by the riverside after that. And I was a bit annoyed with her, really, because she was kind of chaperoned like that. It's just the point that she didn't ask me if it's okay to bring people along. Actually, if she just came with one person, I would have been okay with it, but I just felt like, yeah, it would be appropriate to ask or just to mention it. Anyway, it's good to see this place is still here. It's a good place, I definitely recommend it. Anyway, I told her I was a bit annoyed about it before she left, and I don't know, part of it's like cultural misunderstanding, but at the same time it wouldn't have hurt her to just mention things a bit, right? Anyway, you might hear plenty of stories like that from people who have traveled the region over the years.
Ada kit.
Hello. able to sneak upstairs into Borpenyang because it shares an entrance with the shop down on the ground level. And what I found was all the interior lining of the walls is still there. All the kind of, bamboo or rattan kind of coverings on the walls, and there were signs and the painting in the stairwell with the wings and like a kind of a wood little statuette in the stairwell. The signs and the signs in the stairwell on each level that say keep going up, they're still there. Anyway, I didn't expect that I could get into Borpenyang, so unfortunately I didn't have anything to light it up to make it more clear, but yeah, it looks pretty grim in there the way it is now. The bar, the tables, the chairs, all that stuff has been taken out, all the furnishing, but basically everything's intact apart from all the furnishing being taken out. So basically if someone could put in the same kind of tables and chairs and bar set up again, would be able to be brought back to life pretty quickly, I would say. And I'm sure the loyal following of customers would be back in there just like that as well. So could be a really great business opportunity for someone there. As you can see in the stairwell, it's totally blocked with boxes, and it was quite a tight squeeze to get through there. But yeah, that's what we have to do for our loyal channel followers and for the good memory, and to check out a classic place like that. And yeah, so maybe it's the last time I can go up and down those stairs. And yeah. Well, as it turns out, Samlo pub is open for business as per usual. Rumors of its demise have been greatly exaggerated, obviously, but there was, yeah, okay, this banner is still there. I don't know what it says. So the cool old school place is still here.